Hi, and welcome back. So, today it's finally time to set up my July planner, and this is the setup that you have if you have been following me, that you've gotten used to for like this last 6 months or so. And I'm going to change things up a bit this month. I'm going to show you that later. But first, I need to make my monthly overview. And I have been doing this for a couple of months now, and I really like it. I just use the back of the one of the daily pages from the personal ring bound pages, and I divide them into 2x4 squares using my Pigma Micron pens. This is the Pigma Micron 01, I think. And usually I date each of the days by hand, just scribbling them. But this month I felt really tempted to use that date stamp set that came in one of the kits. I never remember if it's the planner add-on or the planner main kit. Anyways, it was perfect for my monthly overview, and I used an ink that is sort of like golden, I don't know. I actually rarely use it because it doesn't look that goldy to me when I actually use. I might be a horrible stamper, that might be the case. Anyways, I'm using that stamp and I'm speeding things up because it took forever. But I think it turned out cute, and those stamps, I think they will be perfect for both dates or for if to mark out times or even make lists, or I mean, it's got potential to do a lot of things. And when I'm done with the dates, I'm just cutting it out. And this month I'm not even fussy cutting anything because I thought it looked pretty anyway. And then I made a little sampler of my, or ink chart, I don't know, swatch for my inks this month. And I'm super happy about those. I like to have a little piece of paper with what they look like on paper so that I can have it when I start to stamp. And my first stamp is going to be one of those, what are they called? Jellyfish. Jellyfish, and I don't know, I have a thing right now to mix different inks on one stamp. I don't know why, and make like gradients and stuff. I think it looks super pretty. So this one I have like a yellow and a bit of orange and a bit of pink. So this is going to be this month I'm going to have half a page for all of the weekdays, and then all of the weekend days are going to get a full page, which means I won't have a full week on one spread. But if you have done your counting, you will know that there are 5 weekdays, and either I'm going to have I think you know where I'm getting. That last half page is going to be used as a weekly overview. I'm going to show you that later on, so you know what I mean. But I figured that I need a bit more space, and I guess that's how life is. Sometimes life changes, and then you need to change your planning style accordingly. And that's also something that I really enjoy with having a dory per month, that if this turns out to not work for me, then I can just, change things up next month. I'm not stuck with one system that if it doesn't work for me, I have to get a new planner, or I have to I don't know, reinvent the wheel. I can just tweak it and I can change it. And even during the months, if I feel like, nah, it doesn't work, I will have a bunch of pages that are actually split up the way that I usually do. So I can just go back to that. Or I have personal pages so I can use them, or I have a ton of options and I really enjoy that. I love that. To me, a planner is supposed to work for me. I'm not going to work for the planner, so to speak. And I think I've said that before, but I'll say it again. I think one of the many things that I have learned from decorative planning is that I can be the one that decide how my planner system is going to work. And I guess that's why I've failed so many times in the past. Buying pretty planners and never using them because they were not made for me. And I think a lot of other planner peeps have said the exact same thing. And I guess that's why we do what we do. Something that I really enjoyed this month was the sequins. I think they are gorgeous. I did think they were going to prove a bit challenging to use, especially as I am in the dory format, but I actually have found a couple of ways to use them, and we'll see if it works on this page or if they are going to fall off. In which case I will just have to come up with something to hide it, or be creative, because that's what I do. But it's been super fun to use them, and I have made a little bookmark with them, and I have more ideas that I am going to try out, and I just love having that kind of challenge when I do my decorating or my planning or whatever you want to call it. So this long into my setup, I remembered, oh, I have a couple of die cuts too. Maybe I should use them. So I bring them out, and first off, I use that pretty mermaid. I just couldn't leave her. I would be the worst planner nerd on earth if I had her still in my stash after this month is over. So better use her from the get-go, right? And it doesn't bother me that much this month to have like big things dividing the days because I do have a lot more space, which is nice. Okay, so maybe it's time for the monthly confession. I think that part of me wants to use more stickers, and that's why I am upping the space, because now I can use all the stickers and I just love it. Okay, so I'm quite messy when I do my setups, I know. So when I'm done dividing the days, I realize that, oh, it would be fun to change out the cover. So I take the craft paper off, and I take one of the papers that came in the scrapbooking main kit, and I use that little craft paper to just mark out where I'm going to cut the paper. And I just thought that this paper, it was so pretty, and it had gold on it, and I don't know, it just spoke to me. You know how it is sometimes? Some papers just feel, and I didn't want it to be like the full page, so I was very happy to just have that little piece to make my cover. And I'm also using that paper trimmer to score the paper in the middle so it folds over more easily. I don't know. I'm a bit of a chicken, so I don't want to mess things up too badly because I'm pretty good at messing things up. Okay, so I've clipped the papers together and I am not happy with it, so I'm taking the clips off again and trying to get the papers straight and aligned and all that. And then I'm using the paper clips to, like those giant paper clips, to hold it together before piercing holes. And I actually did quite a bad job this month. If you have a close look at the spine, you can see that the holes at the top or bottom, I don't know, one of the pairs of holes peek out like a bit to the side of the spine. So I wasn't completely happy about that. That happens. Anyways, I'm sewing everything together and I'm starting on the outside because, as usual, I want my knots to be on the outside. I don't know why, but I just like it much better there. Right, and then I go back into the main part of my planner, or the days or weeks. I don't know what you're going to call it anymore. Anyways, I'm going to place out my date stickers, and I'm using those round tiny ones that comes in the planner add-on, and those are my absolute favorites. I think they are adorable and the perfect size. Even though I know I have a lot more space now, I'm not going to take up all that lovely space with big date flags, right? Plus, I really like round stickers. I don't know why. They just work for me. Anyways, as you can see, I don't know, that's also something that I can't really explain. I don't like the dates to be in straight rows, which is why I'm kind of alternating. When I'm finished with the dates, I start to stamp the weekdays because I like to have those as well. And I'm using a stamp set. I think it's from the January scrapbooking kit or day in life kit. It's from an old Cocoa Daisy kit, and I think they are dead cute. And I usually do it like this, that I go with one day, so I'll start with stamping all of the Mondays, and then I go with all of the Tuesdays. That way it doesn't get so messy. Plus, when I've stamped a day, because sometimes it takes a couple of moments before the ink dries, and to avoid a bit of smearing, I tuck a bit of paper or a sticker sheet or anything that I have laying around in between the pages so that it has a bit more time to dry up and won't transfer to the page right next to it, because I've done that so many times before. On the inside of my cover, I place a couple of the sticky notes, and I think they look dead cute there. Okay, it's practical as well, but I'm going to be honest again. It's mainly because they are cute. I don't know, that page just makes me think of the beach or the ocean, or I don't know. Just it felt like it fit together. And right next to it, I'm going to set up my goals section because I really have enjoyed having something like that on the first page. I don't know, it motivates me to be the best that I can. And I think I actually have to, because usually the goals on this page is for the month. And I think it's time for me to do sort of a revision of my goals that I set in January. I have to go back to my January Dory because I think I have actually reached most of those goals that I set up. So I need one of those big goals. You know what I mean? Like one of those that feels like you can do it, but it's a bit far-fetched, and I don't know, something that challenges me. I think I need to find that again. And usually, I mean, if you think about it, it's those things that I actually sort of break down into the months, I would say. Yeah. And I use that Nerdy Bird. I love that set. Oh, And do you see here? I'm putting the tabs in, and I have learned by my mistakes. I did not glue the monthly overview down before putting the tabs in. I don't know how many times I have been angry with myself because I have forgotten again. Um, Anyways, this month I did not forget. I'm kind of proud of myself. So I'm putting in my first tab, and I have cut it off a bit with my guillotine so that all of the tabs can fit in there. I do have the smallest size of dory, so you have to be smart with space. And then I just tuck my monthly overview in, and the page is done. No, it's not, because I use first off, I am going to place that month at a glance, because it is month at a glance, and then I use the Hello June, and I still haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to use it. This month I think I will actually use it for birthdays, because we have quite a few of those. So I will use it for that. And then I'm going to... and this is also something I do. Each month I start off by putting in one tab, and then I realized maybe I should look so that, I can find tabs that fit into each of my sections that I want to mark out. I'm not that smart all the time. So, and I want them to kind of look good together at the top as well, and they have to work with the back, and there's many things to consider when you are using a dory. You have to think a bit differently than you do when you use pages and when you use dashboards and stuff. So I am, and I don't know why it bugs me so much, why is it so important that I use the right tabs? What will happen if I don't? I don't know. I'm not sure actually. But I like it when it's pretty, and I will not be ashamed of that. Okay? So I am cutting that tab off as well as I did on the outer one as well. And then I am going to work my way in from both sides. And this part I did miss because my battery ran out. I know, rookie mistake. Anyways, so I did a bit of stamping here, and this is going to be my budget tracker. And I used that Nerdy Bird set. I'm not kidding you guys. This set is probably one of my favorite Coco Daisy sets, and I think it might actually even triumph my Simon sets. I know. You didn't hear it from me, but I think it might. I just think it's super pretty, and I feel like I'm going to use it everywhere because it's so fun and it's so easy, and there's always a bird, or there's always a size that fits into the page. It's very versatile that way, and they are fun and cute. So my budget tracker is actually very, very basic. What I track is income and what is due and my savings. And I'm going to write income there, and I think it looks a bit like the bird is singing income. I kind of like that. And then I'm just using a boring sticker for due. And then I'm going to write save with letter stickers. And actually what I do also, I always list all of my invoices, and then I cross them off as they have been paid or withdrawn from my account. So it gives me kind of a good overview on my account or my money, and I kind of like that. And next up is my meal planning, and I'm not going to change that system up this month. It's going to be Very basic. I'm writing down my ideas and then I just check them off as we go. And I'm not even going to color code this month. I'm just going to do it as straightforward as I possibly can, because the most important thing is that I actually meal plan. Not that it looks especially pretty or anything like that, as long as it gets done. And that's what I need to start doing again. Something that I found very intriguing this month were those little flags that we see all over the Rory, and I think they're on stickers, they are on everything, and I actually printed out one of those little translator things so that I can find out all of the secret messages. I think it's super fun. Yeah, I know, I'm a dork, and I just like love that kind of thing. Uh, I think I will have to learn how to use flags so that I can communicate with people, or just myself, maybe leave myself silly notes. Something that I knew beforehand that I wanted to have this month was a summer bucket list, and I'm trying to figure out which page I want to put it on. And I end up not liking that fishtail together with that mermaid. It kind of bugged me. See that tab obsession that I have? It has to match the pages. But I kind of liked it here, so that's where I'm going to put it. And I have already started on it. It contains fancy things like eating ice cream at the square or going to the beach, or yeah, I'm going to show it to you later. So I wanted to show you how my weekly overviews are going to look. They're going to be fairly small, uh, and this is what they're going to look like. They are 4 squares wide, I believe, and then I just write the first letter of the weekday and which date it is, and then the weekends get like one little square together, and then I can just write down those big events that I kind of want to have on an overview. So that's I'm not sure it's going to work. We have to try it out. Right, and also I have to decorate my cover, right? So first off, as the sewing didn't work out as I had planned, I am covering up the thread with a bit of washi tape, and that washi tape from the Day in the Life kit, I just love it. It is everything, as they say. For letters, I'm using these acetate pieces, and I think I got them like last year. Coco Daisy had a campaign that if you started a new subscription, you would get like a little treat bag, and these were part of that. And I just love them. I haven't reduced them as much as I thought I would. They are very bold, and they don't fit on everything, but when they do, they really do. And I thought that this kit was so fragile, so I wanted something bold to sort of break it up a bit, I guess, make it a bit more whimsical. I don't know. I just liked it, and I went with it. And I'm using my ATG gun to adhere them. You don't see that, but that's what I'm using. So if you look closely, you can see the glue still on there. And then I put one of those arrows on, and it sort of blended into the background, so I am outlining it with my pen. It's something that I like to do, and I kind of like it. Makes it look a bit more whimsical and fun as well. So there you see up close, and we're going to flip through the pages. I'm sorry for the light, but the sun came in. It was a very bright day, and here you go. This is what I'm going to work with this month. I think it looks very fun, and I am excited to start digging into my sticker stash. because guys, I have so much room now. And also bonus points for using almost all of the pages from the get-go. I think that's very nice. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will get back to you soon. Bye!